I don't believe it. You see that? This is not a catch and cook. I actually caught a sock. Trolling for a lake trout. It must have been dragging bottom. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I was so excited about that. I haven't caught a fish on this rod yet. And it was a sock. I don't know if that's just funny or if it's like a real bad omen. Had this rod for a couple years. Had it out yesterday, no bites. I had it out once before with no bites and got my hopes up today. So I've got, I think this is 12 or 18 pound lead core spooled on here. Shimano rod, a Penn 209 level line, that's a real common freshwater and saltwater reel. And I'm at my family camp and I'm really hoping to catch a lake trout or a whitefish. But we've also got some mushroom picking planned. So something's got to happen while we're up here. Something other than a dirty sock off the bottom of the lake. Unbelievable. And unacceptable. I had a little bite a while back, but I've been piling for a while. And then I was getting in close to shore. So I started reeling up. I didn't even know I had a fish on that time. A little pickerel. I think too small to keep on this lake. But that's the first fish on this rod. So that is exciting. I'll let this guy go. I don't have a tripod or a cameraman, so I'm going to turn the camera off here. Check it out. Pseudo hidnum. These are the jelly tooth fungus. And this is the exact stump that we found them on last year. Look at how they're like gummy bears. Like nature's gummy bears.
Oh, sorry.
So we'll just cut. Wow, they're so jelly.
They're so great.
What did we do with them last year? We cooked them with icicle pickles?
No.
For flavor? No, they were like icicle pickles.
Yeah, we cooked them with a bit of gin, a little bit of sweet, and I don't know if it was maple. No, it was just sugar, I think, and gin.
Yeah.
And some spice. And they were so good.
Look at those guys. Oops. And their little false teeth underneath them, or tooth-like structures. From this pseudo-hidnum stomp, and then come over not very far. Here are the painted boletes. So they have these scaly reddish colored caps, and they're actually a suillus species. This one's been eaten underneath. The other one too. So these are not really in good enough shape to collect, but that's what those guys are. They're a suillus species called painted boletes. There's the lobster mushroom. So it's a fungus. Parasitizes a mushroom. This would normally be a white mushroom, but now it's got this lobster kind of a texture and color underneath. This one's a bit soft, so I'm not going to collect it. There's a few of them here. Oh, Delphine's giving the chanterelle call, so let's just pop over there. A little patch of them. So there's a nice small one. See the false gills underneath it? They're more like ridges. Oh, that's a nice one. That one's in nice shape. And they smell really good. There's another one. One hiding here. Just cut that piece off the bottom. There's one here. A little one here. Delphine's got more in her hand. So we'll add those to our bucket. These are the Indian pipes. So these are not a mushroom, even though a lot of people think that they're a mushroom. And this time of year there are loads of them around here. They're a parasitic plant, so they have no chlorophyll. They're not living from sun energy. They're tapped into the roots of a nearby tree, and they are parasitizing that tree as a host. Oh, we're excited now. This is what we came for. We came for these little guys here, the black trumpets, and here. So pull those guys out, trim off this dirty part at the bottom, put those in the bucket, and these ones are a little bit dried out, they're a bit older. Oh, here's some tiny little baby ones, baby black chanterelles, baby black chanterelles there, little ones there, and then some slightly bigger ones here and over here. So we're gonna pick these. You wanna pick some? Just like that, just cutting them off at the bases. So that's not a bad haul for a walk. We have 2 lobster mushrooms. We have the pseudohydnum, they're hard to hold on to, the pseudohydnum jellies. We have orange chanterelles. We have the black chanterelles, or the black trumpets, or horn of plenty. And this is a suillus mushroom. We just have to decide what to do with these now. Cook some, maybe save some for the big wild year. Maybe we'll do a big mushroom sauce. Lots of possibilities. Just got back from fishing, so took a little while to figure out what was working. The boat beside us was catching all kinds. Then they gave us a bit of advice. I was using this 9-foot long rod, but it's got way too much flex to be able to feel the bites, so I switched. This is an old camp rod here, and it's a little bit stiffer, a little bit faster action. And we're just putting worms onto these jigs and fishing literally right on bottom and within about 6 inches of bottom, and that worked out all right. So here's our 6 fish, and seems like a lot of work when you've got 6 at once, but I'm gonna start scaling these guys and gutting them, and I think we're gonna bake them for breakfast. Plus we got that haul of mushrooms earlier in the day, so I think that's gonna be a pretty good meal that we put together. So these are going in the refrigerator tonight after I clean them up. So that's all the black trumpets. I just left them in the stove overnight, so I shredded them and then put them in, and now they're super dry. And this is a little propane stove, so just with the pilot light, no, that's, you can't see anything in there, but just with the pilot light on overnight, dried those guys up real nice. And we still have these other mushrooms to do something with. Alright, now it's the turn for the orange chanterelles. So again, getting shredded, and then they'll go into that oven with the pilot light on. Except that, I think we might throw some fish to bake in there this morning. before the mushrooms go in, so we're just going to sort ourselves out and then put a little plan together.
Yakety yak about yakety yak.
Alright, so we're not doing anything too fancy. We just have all these scaled fish in a pan, all these walleye, and we're sprinkling on some Montreal steak spice. There's a couple gobs of butter in there, and of course I popped some eyeballs out of some of them because my kids love the eyeballs. Now let's bake them. I don't know how many are in there. What are you gonna do with them?
Stop, those are mine. I'm making them into marbles.
I'm making mine into marbles.
Those two, though, are mine.
So if you get the nice clear eyeball parts out of the middle and you set them aside, they dry up, right? And they bounce around really well. Cool, dudes. There it is, fresh out of the oven. Looks pretty nicely cooked. Kids making a racket in the background. Time to eat. Well, I guess it's pretty typical that there are more people who like to catch the fish than eat them, so I have a little bit of leftover fish for after, and we're gonna spend a bit of time looking for more mushrooms. See them? There they are, black trumpets. 3 to be exact. They're in good shape though, so there should be more around. Some good ones here. Oops. There's some yellow chanterelles. Yeah, our other chanterelles are all in the oven right now, so these are all fresh ones here going into our bucket. Nice bolete. It's not a king or a queen, I don't think. And but I'm not too sure about these ones, and I always taste a little bit of the cap edge. Holy!
What is it?
A little bite. Boletus. Peppery. Acrid. What would you say? Acrid? That's the bitter bolete. We were almost fooled.
So that hangs on.
Yeah, it looks good, but we're not keeping that one. But that's why you check them. You're not too sure.
Don't go around tasting mushrooms.
No, don't go around just tasting all the mushrooms, but within the bolete group, it's okay to nibble a little bit of the cap edge. Check if they have a nutty flavor or the acrid flavor. What are you shouting about?
I said, oh, whole bunch.
Yeah, I see now you're on tippy toes.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't want to squish any.
Yay.
So I think we spend a fair bit of time off the trail and then on the trail, and it seems to me that they like this a little more compacted soil. We really tend to find them more on the trail than off, I think. Around here, around the white pines. So pick them in oak forests, and in the oak forests it seems to me that they grow more off the trail than on the trail. I don't know what the difference is, but that's just my experience. So what are we going to use these for in the big wild year? Because they dry really nicely.
Yeah, they're going to be flavoring for, I think we saw a recipe we wanted to try with acorn flour bread with the mushrooms in.
Sounds good.
I don't know if I read it or just thought about it. But that's definitely something I want to try.
Yeah, and people pulverize them and then use them as a powder almost, right, for flavor? So we're going to do some of that. Oh, look at that. Where are you going with that white pine cone? It's our last morning at camp. We went fishing for our third time last night. Caught 5 fish that we were able to keep and a few more that we let go. So just about everybody was, I'm just going to pick fluff off my microphone here. Just about everybody was catching or missing a few or getting bites. So it was a pretty good time had by all. And we're having morning coffee. And Delphine's watching this red squirrel travel back and forth with a lot of white pine cones. We were both just reading recently that people used to collect the white pine cones and roast them and extract the roasted seeds to eat. So if we can find a quantity of them up here, we're going to try that as an experiment. And maybe we know somebody who's gathered a quantity for us already to save us a lot of running around. There he is again. The camera a little bit wants to see the squirrel and a little bit wants to focus on the screen window here. And away he goes. What's in here? Can't see anything. Night shot mode. One of those. I don't see any, but they've definitely been coming in here.
I saw one in there.
Yeah. Maybe they're going right up in the bow. Alright, we're going to try this again. I'm going to lift these boards. Daphne's going to stick her brave head under there. And we're going to see if there are some enormous piles of pine cones. There's definitely squirrels sneaking in here.
I don't know, there's a little board in the back I can't see past.
Okay.
Oh god.
A little sliding door?
Yeah.
Is that where they're hiding them all?
No, there's also 2 little side parts. I can't see though. Do you have your flashlight with you?
I gotta lower this down.
Oh.
I don't have my flashlight with me. Ah! And there's a whole bough up front. That's where I'd hide them if I was a squirrel.
You can see clearly in there though.
Oh. Nothing, eh?
No. But they might be in the sides.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's little pockets.
Every serious mushroom hunter needs a dehydrator. We got this Excalibur last year, a couple years ago, and we've been using it a fair bit. So these are the black chanterelles that are all dried down. So they're not quite crumbling yet, but they're very dry. And the orange chanterelles that we shredded and dried up, and then those guys are going into a couple of sauce jars that we're reusing for this purpose. And some of the other mushrooms we've saved up and they're going into a fish pie. Alright, that's the remains of the pickerel, which, or walleye, sorry. Pickerel in North Bay and walleye everywhere else you talk about it. That's what's left over. after I picked out all the meat and hopefully all the bones. So that's going into the fish pie, and this is going to become soup stock. These are the oyster mushrooms that we just picked today, and these are the chanterelles that we just picked today. So these are going in the fish pie. The picking of these is actually next week's video. So if you want to see a foraging adventure for mushrooms and other items, other foods, that's next week's video. We're going easy peasy on this pie, so we bought 2 prepared crusts and instant mashed potatoes, which are surprisingly good. This fancy little copper pan, melting butter. Oh yeah. You're not gonna, are you? Oh. A little bit of white wine. Woo. Okay, so this is mashed potatoes and the fish and the mushrooms and some peas all mixed together. That's gonna be the pie filling. I'm gonna have a little taste before it goes in. Mmm.
So good.
That's good. It's good just like that. Do we even have to bake it?
Well, we don't, but we're gonna.
But we're gonna. That's all the fish bits and the heads going into fish stock. But the real treat, oh, you can't see it. It's coming soon. Almost browned up on the surface, eh? Take 2.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. Oh yeah.
Keep her on the pie.
There it is. Let it sit for a minute and then we'll cut into it. You have on the left side or the right side? What are these little slices about? I'm confused.
Pretense. Totally. Just pretense.
Pretense? Okay. Oh, the right side. Oh, yeah. There it is. That's supper. And we're just going to leave off on a little view of the inside of the pie. Thanks for following along. Hope you enjoyed, as we are about to enjoy this fish pie. Looks good, eh?